you know I am always a fan of the past. So definitely, turn back time, I'm here for it. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Queen of the Universe. This is season 1, episode 3. Listen, before we even go any further, we kind of left out on this whole thing where the judges were kind of like, well, we made a mistake. We sent someone home and we just kind of got left hanging. So we've been sitting here for 7 days. Seven days. Waiting to see what are these folks going to do. And they told us right from the beginning of the show, one girl has been brought back to the competition, and we had to wait till the end of the show to see who it was. So you're going to have to wait till the end of the review to see who it was. Listen, this is what we're doing here. If I have to wait, then you have to wait. That's just the way it is. Welcome to the show. Queen of the Universe, season 1, episode 3. Listen, I think I forgot to even say the prize money. The prize money is $250,000. So 250,000 big ones for whoever walks away from this competition with a win. So that's a nice little chunk of change, honey. And it definitely can make a difference in one's life, honey. Listen. Anyway, so the theme this week was turn back time. So we're going to take a step back with the music. And whoever decided to use this girl for the opening, they knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing. Whoever it is in production, baby, you knew what to do and how to do it. Aria B. Cassadine opened the show with one of my favorites, honey. Mother Sylvester, honey. Now, you know I'll be calling myself Mother, but no. Mother Sylvester, honey, is our queen of disco. Of course, Donna Summer is the queen of disco, but Mother, our queen of disco, is Sylvester. And baby, she bust the show wide open, honey, with Make Me Feel Mighty Real. And listen, Miss Aria girl, she came in here giving us a la Bob Mackie-esque dance costume, honey, with the bugle beaded wig. I said, girl, come on here. The wig was very, well, that whole thing, Cher, Bob Mackie, the two synonymous of each other. That's what it gave. It gave very much the Sonny and Cher show. She looked fantastic. It was black and gold. She looked like money. Oh, nasty piece of sandal. You know, everything she had on was everything that I like, honey. She was sharp to death, body banging, voice good, makeup snatch. She was really good. And then, if you know anything about Sylvester, you know that Sylvester actually grew up in the church and all of this. So she had dancers backing her, and they were in white, basic white robe-like capes in the beginning, and then baby they stripped down to red dance skins, honey, red, and they were beaded as well. And listen, they got down. Do you understand me? It was very, very on point. And when I tell you, she literally was standing up there looking like Mother, honey. I said, oh my gosh, she really was looking. Because listen, you have to go back and do your research. If you don't really know, Google. Go and Google Sylvester. There's an unsung episode of Sylvester that really gets down really quickly about her life and everything. Listen, Sylvester was a bad bitch. Before there was RuPaul, there was, because we call her Mother as well, but no. Well, she's not Mother, she's Mother with the TH. Mother, that's me and Sylvester. Mother, child. But I was laughing at Aria. She really was embodying Sylvester. She looked like her. She was a beautiful queen. Beautiful queen. Beautiful dark-skinned queen. And she was, child, she was together. She was together. She's a woman, honey. Child, never get into it, honey. But anyway, listen. I could talk about that all day, honey. Make me feel mighty real, child. Yes, God, honey. She tore it up, honey. She tore it up. I was like, girl, if you break out and hit that, because there's this whole little breakdown, and she said, I feel real. I feel real. I said, if she do the breakdown, I'm going to stretch out in here. But we ain't, we was on a time constraint. But I know that Aria, honey, if she had time, that bitch would have did that breakdown, honey, and stretched everybody out, honey. She was so good. So good. Mwah! Yes, Aria, honey. Tore it up. I was very happy. So, moving on. My new girl that I like, I've just kind of fallen in love with, Miss Leona Winter. Miss Leona Winter, girl, gown. The first thing you see, this feathered, it was a strapless gown, beaded at the top, and there was purple stones. It was like nude. It was like a nude and black, and there were purple stones in there. And I was like, Miss Thing, if you don't quit playing. Her hair was in an old nasty piece of finger wave with a hat, cocked ace deuce hattie on the side. Very Parisian, very stoned, and very, honey, she looked gorgeous. The whole bottom was feathered, honey. It was gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And on stage with her, she had violinists. I said, oh my gosh. I said, okay, come on with the backup, folks. Wait, I got to jump back. I got to jump backwards for a minute. Back over to Aria. Hold on, Miss Leona. I'm going to be back with you in a second. Child, Trixie Mattel, girl, what I'm going to need you to do is shut up. I'm going to need you to shut up. She told Aria, she said, girl, you gave us the drag show 1 step, 2 step, and I'm gonna need you to match the energy of the dancers. Trixie, shut up, because you don't know what you're talking about, and you don't dance, Miss Trixie. Shut up. She ain't need to match no. Are you idiot? You're an idiot. Match the dancers, not on this. This is not a drag performance. If she was lip syncing, by all means, roll all over the floor, do all that. But no, babe. And first of all, she's doing Mother, honey. Mother didn't roll on floors. Mother stood stage like a diva. Divas, real divas, they don't have to match the energy of the backup dancers. Tina Turner does that, and Beyonce does that. But it is not necessary. Janet does it too. So J-Lo. But it's not necessary. A real diva can hold her own. The dancers are there to accent, not for you to compete with. Shut up, Trixie. You don't even know what you talk about. Her performance was perfect. I said it. I said it. Moving on. Go over there, Trixie, and sit down. Anyway, I have to look at Miss Trixie selfish, honey. Anyway, let's go back and talk about Leona. So Miss Leona, looking like money. Finger waves in her hair with her hat and her beautiful gown. And she had violinists. And her vocal, she did ABBA. Okay, so classic. She did The Winner Takes All. And I was like, okay, girl, what you get ready to do with this? Because it's a huge song. But in the beginning, I have to say, as much as I like Miss Leona, her vocals were a little shaky. And it was a balancing act of nerves as well as emotion. Because she really got caught up in the emotion of what it was she was singing, which is a must for me. I love it, child. Listen, I don't have a problem with dropping a tear here and there. I don't. But she got caught up a little bit. So the beginning vocal was a little bit a little shaky. But then she finished. She didn't finish big. She finished huge. Her ending was... So, it was cool. She redeemed herself. So you good, Miss Leona. Moving on, Miss Regina Voce. Okay, Miss Regina. Now, see, I had said last week that I was willing to throw you away for one of the girls that I felt like should have actually been there. And I was right. You cool, but She did Unbreak My Heart, Toni Braxton. Miss Thing, another person that's very hard to do her music because, again, she is so stylized, which is Toni Braxton. And the good thing is that she didn't stick to the full ballad. She did the beginning as the ballad, and then it went into the more club version. I said, thank God you saved yourself, girl, because you wasn't holding me with that. You know, Tony's Lows or something spectacular. She wasn't holding me. Regina was starting to give me, she was doing a decent vocal performance, but she was just giving me man. And I was like, girl, Miss Regina, no, I'm not here for it. And then the thing was, we couldn't even go off of, this is where you use your drag to your benefit. She didn't. Unbreak My Heart is very this. Even when it speeds up, it's just this. You know? Her outfit was given this, honey. She was dressed like Cyndi Lauper. I said, well, wait a minute, honey. So it just was all disjointed. The whole thing was disjointed. Yeah, this competition is a little too stiff for you to even pull a number like this that's this disjointed. It made her look as though she didn't know what she was doing. And I was like, wow, this is bothersome. But very Cyndi Lauper. Then at a point, she started taking pieces of it off. And then it was like, girl, wait a minute, honey. It was a little boring, to say the least. It was a little boring. You know, dancers weren't really doing anything. When she took everything off, then it was given, let's get physical, physical. I said, girl, that's Olivia Newton-John's outfit. And then I looked over there, and then it was Grease. I said, girl, this is too much. It was just disjointed, and I was completely correct when I said, yeah, I would have thrown my Regina. And I like Regina, but I'd have thrown my Regina away to keep someone else. Because, again, just looked like you were out of your element, like you shouldn't have been there. Sorry. Moving on. Here's where I was wrong, though. Here's where I was wrong, and I'm big enough to come and say I was wrong. Miss Drag Queen cracked my face. Miss Drag Queen, girl, accept my apology, sister, because you cracked mother's face, honey. Yes, you did. Listen, girlfriend rolled back through here, honey, and sang Dream a Little Dream of Me, honey. Ella Fitzgerald. I said, bitch, don't come up through here playing with me, honey. Soon as I heard it get started, I said, that's how I was looking. Baby, she got into it, and I was like, bitch cracked my face, honey. I had to pick it up off the floor. I sang her heart out. Sang her heart out. Look good, sound good. She had this beautiful red sequins tuxedo gown. And it had a pink shirt underneath with the tie. It was really, the way it was done, awesome. Awesome. It fit her. It was fabulous. It looks really good. And she was standing on the piano. And she never moved. She just stood on the piano. Now, girl, y'all, you girls, you younger girls, y'all killing me. Where's your teddies, honey? No beautiful gown and no teddies, child. I was distracted by her wig and her teddies. That wig, I wasn't using that wig at all. That wig, I couldn't get with that wig. She definitely needed a different wig, but the gown was gorgeous. The vocal was fantastic, and the performance was just altogether classy. She did a little scatting and everything. She truly cracked my face. And yes, my dear, I apologize. I was wrong. You definitely deserve to be here. You definitely deserve to be here. And, yeah, girl, crack my face, Joe. But that wig, you could have sent that wig home with Regina. I wasn't using that wig. Trixie, yet again. Girl, shut up. Shut up, Trixie. Trixie said, girl, you couldn't think of nothing to say. She just had to have something to say. She was like, girl, that gown didn't go down to the floor. Well, we ain't in no pageant, girl. This is not no pageant, and this is not evening gown category. So shut up, Trixie. You just trying to have something to say. Girl, less is more sometimes. Shut up. Trixie was starting to get on my nerves. I was like, girl, where's that little tricycle that you be carrying around with you, girl? Ride that tricycle and get the hell on out of here, Trixie. Anyway, moving on. But Michelle corrected her. Michelle was like, I think the gown is perfect. So do I, Michelle. Shut up, Trixie. Moving on. Matante. Remember what I said last week? Remember when I said she's going to be one that they had to watch. If she can do all the little acrobatics that she does when she's yodeling, and she was one of my two. Remember, I loved her and Jinxella last week. They were my favorites of the whole 14 of the girls. If she could do all of that stuff that she was doing while yodeling, there were going to be a problem with them. Well, Girlfriend came out and she did 9 to 5, Dolly Parton. Another one of my favorites. Hey, I love Miss Dolly. And guess what? You all don't need to worry about Matante at all because she obviously cannot. Because it was terrible. I hated it. I hated it. I hated it. I hated it. I hated the setup of it. I hated what she had on. I hated it. I hated it, especially coming from last week where she was so fantastic. And this week was just, she just fell flat on her face with this. It was karaoke, it was comedy, and it was honky tonk. And I'm sorry, but yes, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I love Dolly Parton. And let's not get confused. Dolly Parton is country music at its finest. She is not honky tonk. And that's what was coming through with Matante, was given honky tonk. All of it was wrong. From the shoes to the outfit, all of it. It was cheap. And it was tawdry, and it was very karaoke, and it was comedy, and it didn't fit in here. If we were doing some type of a comedy show, by all means, go for it. But no. Even the song choice of 9 to 5, that's, of all Dolly Parton's catalog, you came up with 9 to 5. I'd have liked it better if you'd have been dressed up as Lily Tomlin. And then we could have just laughed. But this wasn't funny at all. Moving on. Ronnie Cohener. Bitch. Ronnie proved that she absolutely deserved to be here. She looks just like her mom. She dedicated her number to her mother. It's her mother's favorite song. She had her hair like her mom usually wears her hair. She talked about in her culture, women having, their long hair, and how her mom did, she married her dad with the hair. Her hair was really long. They showed it, the wedding picture. Her hair was really long. Beautiful. And baby, mama came back and was like, girl, no, just call me Demi Moore, honey. Chopped it all off, honey, and looked just as sharp. I said, I liked her better with short hair. But anyway, this is what she did. And then she sang Celine Dion, My Heart Will Go On. I was like, nah, I told y'all before that Miss Ronnie sounds like a woman. Not just any woman, but a woman who can sing. Honey, and she had this gorgeous, gorgeous purple gown. I said, Miss Ronnie. She's standing on the steps. It looked like she was in the ballroom inside of the Titanic. Y'all remember the movie, how gorgeous the ballroom was? They had the backdrop like that, and she just stood on those steps, honey, flat-footed, and she sang the place to the ground. To the ground. Do you hear me? I was like, girl, you playing games. You're playing games. Tore it up. Tore it up. Totally undeniable performance. It was gorgeous. It was everything. Congratulations, Miss Ronnie. You ain't going nowhere no time soon, girl. Moving on, Miss Ada Vox. Oh, Miss Ada Vox. Come on, big girl. Big girl realness. Do you hear me? They said something to that Trixie. Said something to her about her chestal area. She wanted her boobs to be up. Miss Ada said, bitch, don't play with me. Miss Ada came out here, honey, in one old nasty piece of black velvet gown, honey, with the it was like this the sleeve that's not really a sleeve, that's literally hanging from the shoulder down the length of the gown. Very it was very that, honey, okay? And this heifer was singing, I put a spell on you, honey, Miss Nina Simone. I said, come on in here, stop playing with these people. 8 of us, she looked gorgeous. Gorgeous. And yes, I put a spell on you. Yes, honey, she was giving, honey, dangerous woman. Yes, she was. I said, come on. She came out. Her background, her setup, her people were in all gold around her, and they were doing their thing. I said, oh, this is very Little Nas X, honey. Yes, honey. It was very salacious, honey. I loved it. And she was sitting there, honey, with this tall cane, honey. And then she left the cane, and as she got to the song was crescendo, and this bitch was walking down the stage real slow, like she was putting a spell on him, honey. I said, take them into the dark arts, sister. Take them into the dark arts, honey. Tore it up, and she was sick, baby. There was nothing about her body. Mama was giving pop, 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 pop. Big girl realness, and I was sitting over here like this. Yes, Ada Vox, fabulous, absolutely fabulous. It was. She really was stunning, and the performance was everything. I was happy, very, 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 very happy. And then they come right behind Miss Ada and they bring out my girl, honey. One of my new favorites, honey. One of my new favorite drag queens, Miss Jinxella, honey. So Jinxella, you know, she's different. I'm different. Yes, I'm different. I'm different. Yes, I'm different. I said, come on, Miss Jinxella, what you got for me? Gorgeous, gorgeous blue shades is what she had. With her full beard, honey. Her eyes were blue. When I say blue, honey, don't it make my brown eyes pop, 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 honey. They were blue like pow, electric blue. She had yards of fabric hanging around, and she had a blue jumpsuit on. Very Jinxella. And then she had butterflies everywhere. Her nails were extremely long and campy. She had butterflies on certain fingernails. I was like, out of here, girl. That was, yeah. It was very Jinxella. It was very on brand with what she is and who she is. And she sang Believe by Chez. Perfect. Perfect for Jinxella. And she sang it. She sang it from here. She sang it. Jinxella has this talent for invoking emotion. Everybody doesn't have it. And you can't buy it. You can't buy it. You either have it or you don't. I'm going to tell you somebody who actually has it. Lettucey. Lettucey, I know some people don't know who she is. I don't know where you've been under a rock. If you don't know her, it's Ledisi. She is a newer artist. She's been around forever, but she's a newer diva. Okay, people are really starting to pay attention to her. She has this magical talent for invoking emotion. She has a song that was on her latest CD called The Wild Card. And the song is called Same Old Love. Same Love. It's called Same Love. And I am literally darn near moved to tears every time I hear the song. I could just listen to the song. She's a live version of it. I can listen to the song and it moves me darn near to tears. I just went to see her last month. I drove 3 hours to Cleveland to see her. And as soon as I heard the music for Same Love and she opened her mouth, child, my face was wet. She has this thing about invoking emotion. And Jinxella has that. She has that thing. So I was like, oh my gosh. And you know I love Chez too. So all of this worked for me. And it was completely different than everything else that was going on and had went on, which is what drag is. Everybody doing the same thing. What you doing is different. Being Jinxella. Fabulous. I was here for it. And then they spoke to her a little bit. You know, once she did her song and stuff, they asked her what was, about her song choice and what was she thinking about. And she just started talking about, some different personal things that, she used with her song choice. She is just a sweet soul. And she is one of my new favorite fans, honey. I likes me some Jinxella, honey. Girl, you good with me, honey. I likes me some Jinxella, honey. Sure do. Okay. And so, moving on, the moment we were waiting on, who got to stay? Lavoie. Lavoie got to stay. I said, okay, so she's back. Now, I'm going to tell you what I clocked about Miss Lavoie. Miss Lavoie got a little bit of an attitude, honey. I said, oh, I see you, bitch. But she's been around long enough to have that. Okay? So we won't let her have it, and that's fine. But let me say this to you, Miss Lavoie. You damn well better be glad that they closed up the performances with you, because had they put you close to where Aria was, they would have done you a disservice. I said it. Now, Lavoie come back and she's going to do Rolls Royce, honey. Car wash. I said, okay, I understand it because she's from the UK, so I understand it. I understand it. But no, ma'am. No, ma'am. Not for me. This was karaoke at its best, and I was a bit disappointed. There was so much more that could have been done. Car wash is sexy. The song itself, that piece of music, and Lavoie gave you Lavoie. It was the same Lavoie that we saw last week, which said that she definitely deserved to be there. Okay. Remember, it was a toss-up. I couldn't decide who I liked better to stay, Cheyenne or Lavoie. At this point, I have to say, in all honesty, if we could just use the same song, I think if they had left Cheyenne and Cheyenne sang Car Wash, she'd have did a better job at it than Lavoie. Sorry, but that's what I believe. Anyway, but Lavoie, she did Car Wash. Like I said, it's sexy. When you hear that, and that's sex, honey. It really is. Just listen to it sometime. Child, that is a drag queen's dream. Honey, I'd have been standing back there, and then you're giving us a bodysuit and legs. Baby, you should have used all that. And you were surrounded with boys. Girl, you were surrounded with beautiful men, honey. Miss Thing, I'd have been given. That's what it gives. The music, it's very that, honey. And she wasn't given any of that. She was just given talking about the car wash. Very, girl. No. She didn't do anything with the song. There were so many other things and directions that she could have gone. And it's like, I was shocked. Girl, come on, you're a professional. You know better than this. That performance didn't give me anything that I needed. That song, and it doesn't matter where you are. White, black, your crowd could be mixed. It could be old. It could be young. Everybody knows Car Wash. And everybody knows. That's like disco. That's like a disco classic. Everybody knows. And I don't care where you play it at. You can play that at the old folks' home. And it will get a little part. Well, as soon as they hear that, child, child walkers will get the move. And everybody knows. And you just didn't give me any of that. I'm sorry. But you didn't have to stay to give me that. I'd have rather had my beadie, honey. Y'all know I wanted my beadie, honey. I really did. I wanted beadie. I wanted my rocker chick in. I really did. So, Lavoie, you didn't. I was fighting for you, girl, but you didn't. You made me feel like I was fighting for the wrong reason. You made me feel like I was swinging at the air. So, I don't know, girl. But listen. So, they broke it down into a top. Because it's supposed to be 8 girls, there's 9. So, there's top 6, and then there's 3 girls on the chopping block. And that was Matante, Leona, and Regina. So, I was like, okay. So one of them has got to go and two of them is going to stay. No, I don't agree. I don't agree. I don't agree. I think that Lavoie should have been in the bottom three, and Leona should have been safe with the rest of the girls. But Miss Lavoie should have been in the bottom three. And then this is the thing that they did. I said, do y'all want me to throw something at this television channel? They're going to say, to be continued. I said, what? So they're not even going to tell me. So that's that. We all have to sit for 7 days and be aggravated with what decision they made. We have to sit for 7 days and wait on them to give us their decision. I said, oh, you. How dare you, honey? But that's part of the fun of this whole thing, isn't it? Listen, as usual, I had a wonderful time. It was really good. Really good. And I can't wait until next week, honey, to see what they actually decide. Thank you guys for watching. Look, I'll catch y'all in about 7 days. All right, you guys. Later.